Good morning, Cyber Traders. Welcome to this lovely last day of the pay period on Friday, May 31st. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone's all excited. I know I am for a beautiful day here in New York. Good to see you too. Phil, Mark, David, Brian, good to see you. Chuck, all you lovely Cyber Traders. All right, well, so far we're having a pretty fun morning already. Early bird gets the money. Doing really well on the SBOT. We called it out earlier. We were here. What time did we start on? I don't know why my level two is not updating on this platform, but we called it out. We were here at 8 o'clock this morning, and buck 60. It's already at 270. Just told you a little bit earlier. I see a huge order sitting out there. He's been out there since, I don't know. Just looking over here. On my execution system, looking on my level 4. Big order's been sitting out there since 212, so it was almost like kind of like easy pickings right there. I mean, once it busted through 2, you could see there's a lot of resistance levels right now, so that's probably why it's not really breaking any more of a new high right here. But stock was definitely a great mover right there. It was a lot of fun right there. So we're going to check that stock out a little bit, and we'll talk a little bit about it. But what is the big news for today? Let's talk about it. You got the tariffs. President Trump just came out with tariffs on Mexico because they have this big war on the border of illegal aliens coming across and stuff like that. He's trying to stop that. And obviously he's not getting help with Congress. So what does he do? He's going to take another avenue. Now, once again, this is great news for traders, okay? And people are like, well, wait, time out. Market's down. What are you talking about? Great. This is great news for traders. Look what happened back in the Christmas crash, right? We made a killing on the Christmas crash, and everyone. Listen, don't look at politics on the side. For them to close down the government, look what happened. The market crashed. Then all of a sudden, knew it didn't work out. Got egg on his face, boom, he opened up he funded it, and the market took off. That was a great opportunity to get out of stocks and go short and then buy stocks cheaper, which you always could have jumped in. That was a great Christmas present. Secondly, you saw what happened with China, okay? Tariffs kicked in. Market's starting to take a big hit right now. Did you not learn from the first time? Did you not learn the second time? Now you're talking the third time, okay? So now he's running tariffs on on Mexico. Now listen, I know they're great, ally of the United States, a great friend of the United States, but if you agree with it or don't agree with it, as a trader, this is great news for you because we're shorting everything across the board. If you look at some of the stocks that are getting crushed right now, you look at all the car stocks. You got Fiat. These Fiat's taking a nice little hit down here, down 5. Everything's about 5%. Ford, another one taking a nice little hit right here. Where is it down now? Not terrible. I mean, 3-5%. GM. All the car stocks taking big hits. Look at 35 to 33. They're coming back a little bit. Market's pretty much kind of hovering right here. But the good thing is this. If Mexico doesn't do anything about it, you should be drooling in your mouth as a trader because the market should probably go lower just by seeing the 5% because apparently every month if they want to, they are going to raise the tariffs by 5%. By October, which I always love October because you always get a beautiful October crash, we could be talking 25% tariffs on our number one trading partner, and that could really crush the market. So this could be a great short. Now, if he eliminates the tariffs, this could rally the market. You should have learned, and the same thing. If China can come over to deal with the United States, there could be a huge rally in the market. But as of right now, everything looks like a great short. And I know it's not the American dream to short, but you know what? What it is what it is. You know what? If it's a catastrophe, what happened in 9/11 and the market closed down, or if it was a pharmaceutical drug got the cure for cancer, whatever it may be. If it's Boeing, that planes are crashing, whatever it is. There's always opportunities out there. You're a trader. You're doing this for the rest of your life. Okay. Remember what I always taught you, and we talked about this in my class. Do not because I got fired. A lot of people in my trading business, when I worked as a market maker, got fired because of this. When you start taking your personal feelings towards a company, that's when you're going to lose. It doesn't matter what you think. Just go with the market, trade with the market. We are just the ants on the floor just trying to get the crumbs, okay? So don't try to outsmart the market. It will beat you every single time. Always keep that in mind. So we got a lot of fun going on. Now, regarding about yesterday, there were a couple of nice little stocks that did make some nice moves. And sure enough, a lot of those day trades, some of them kind of spilled into being a little bit of a short-term swing trade. But let's talk about the OBLN trade. That one was a fun stock for us. A 50-cent stock went to $2. Let me just change my time frame here so you can see what's going on. Stock had a great open. It opened up again nicely. I guess the rumor is we would keep talking about it. I don't know if it's true or not, but Johnson & Johnson was going to buy it at $8. I don't know what really the story is, but if it did, obviously, buy on rumors, sell on news. That one did pretty well. And then I don't know what the story with this ELTK, but this thing is just like everywhere. It's up, it's down. I mean, $2 stock, it went to like 12. I mean, it's just basically everywhere. The problem with this stock, ELTK, it is so damn volatile. So you got to be really, really advanced to trade this stock. And we did this yesterday. You just trade little shares. Don't trade a lot of it. So that's basically what's going on. Now, we got a lot of stuff that's going on this morning. First of all, let's get back. If you logged in late, this stock right here has been the best pre-market trading. The SBOT, this one up about 73% in pre-market. If you got here at 8 o'clock this morning, let me just change the time frame over here because we don't need to see this far. If you got in here at 8 o'clock this morning, everyone should be in at $1.80. You could have traded several thousand shares of this stock. Stock's got great orders everywhere. Stock's doing pretty well. Like I told you. I told you earlier, since 9 o'clock this morning, I mean, actually since 8:45, I see a lot of orders out there around 210 to 212. It's got to get all the way to 215. I mean, big block orders, big iceberg orders out there. So it's been basically hovering and sitting there in the time being. We got the ELTK going back on our watch list again. That's obviously making some moves this morning. Again, be careful. That stock is pretty volatile. IOVA. Another one that came up on my radar, nice little gap up right here. Stock is up about 6%, 100,000 shares. That one's doing pretty well. We'll keep an eye on that in pre-market. Let me tell you, big list for a Friday. I don't know if this really has, other than some of the pharmaceutical car stocks because of the tariffs. Here's stock taking a really nice hit. Looks a hell of a lot lower, breaking all-time lows. The stock NTNK. Guys, remember what we talked about with the last couple of days. We saw what happened with Canadian was it Goose? Was it GOOS? Let me bring that up right there. So, Canadian Goose stock took a huge hit, came back a little bit. And you know what? You get dead cat bounces, but it bounced yesterday, but it had a really nice short. It was breaking lower lows. When it opened up, it was at 42. It dropped all the way to 36. So don't be afraid to short, everyone. Which, by the way, Josh just came up to me and told me earlier that regarding about the Uber trade, Uber shockingly is on the short list now. So I don't know if I would seriously want to short Uber. I'm not getting my personal feelings involved with that, but it did come out with earnings. They said it was a little better than expected, meaning they knew they were going to lose money. They did what they said. It wasn't as terrible as they thought. Now they're reporting. Let's see where it goes from there. So I'm going to keep an eye on that as a swing trade. GPS, and that's not the thing that's in your car. That is Gap. Gap is also taking a very big hit. I don't know. You know what? I used to shop at Gap back in the 90s. I don't even know it really goes there as much as it used to, but Gap has been taking a really big hit here, down to 17. I think that, like I said, I know they have some expensive stores, but not really doing too well, Gap. Another one's taking a big hit right here is STZ. $180 stock down to 73. This was a $210 stock. Guys, you want to go out there and you want to trade expensive stocks, go knock yourself out. To see how it's working out for you. We're not going to trade this stock. I'm just bringing it up to show you what happens when you trade an expensive stock, because these things, listen, what was the one stock that we traded a long time ago? It was a $250, $270. It went all the way down to $9 in 1 year. Everybody remember it was like VTS, I think it was. I know they changed the symbol. You know, people think like these things don't take a hit, but it was like I don't know if you guys remember it. We changed so many damn stocks. I don't even remember all of them. VRX, that's what it. They changed the symbol, right? VRX. I think they changed the stock symbol. I thought they did. Yeah, it's not even coming up. They changed it, but it's BHC now. I guess they was so embarrassed on the stock symbol, but you know what? Look, let me go back a month. There it is, right there. 1 year, 2015. Everybody remember that? You know what's sad about this stock, the BHC? I had an old fella that wanted to be a student at Cybertrade University, and this stock, you could see it went from like 20 all the way to 270, and it came right back down. And I feel bad for. I had this old fella that retired guy, you know, just got retired, wanted to start trading. He found us on YouTube, got completely sold on cyber trading program, but he couldn't take the class because he was so locked up in this one stock. He says, Fausto, I love you to death. You guys are great. Your program. He says, unfortunately, I got a stockbroker. I own the stock at one, I know it's 260. I bought at 160. My broker told me it was a great trade. And when I spoke to him, it was at like 140. So I got to make my money back. I pretty much got everything in this stock. I really don't even have money to take training, or I can't even do your program because I'm in this stock so heavily. You know, from day one when you're a student, that's the first thing we teach you not to do, okay? We all know what happens when you put all your eggs in one basket. You want to go all in? Yeah, that's not really going to work out too well for you. And unfortunately, I felt really bad for him, but you can see where the stock ended up after a couple of months later. Poor guy lost everything. You know, he worked so damn hard for the past 30, 40 years, okay? Saved all this money, and he got some schmuck that made him buy this stock, just so he can make extra money on commission, made him average down, blew up everything. Like I said, we've seen it, Enron, hey, how about my Canadian friends out there with Nortel? How about Nortel? It's just terrible. It's just sad, and that's the beauty about, and that's why, like you saw me yesterday talking about, I did we do open house, and I stress it. You saw how many people were there, and we got a lot of people that signed up yesterday to join Cybertrade University. And you know what? Sometimes you hit a nerve, but I say this all the time. And somebody was mentioning it to me yesterday, and I want to go on a rant about this because I know we got to get ready to the market. One somebody says, Faust, did you lose some weight? And I says, yeah, actually, you know what? I actually did. And he said, well, how'd you do it? I did it the smart way. I hired somebody. Okay, it's enough to actually go out there and try to be cheap and take every single diet out there. When you start paying somebody to train you and put you on a diet, now you feel you have an obligation to make it work because now you got somebody else it's involved in your life. And if you don't hear, he's going to tell you things you're not going to want to hear. And you know what? It's the first time I would say it's working. So I want to see my kids when I get older. I saw my father-in-law in Florida. I told you guys when I went to Florida, I took my family to Universal, and I had to get my father-in-law a scooter. And I says, you know what? I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be that guy. And he's actually my inspiration when I run on my treadmill. I use that photo, because it was the most inconvenience, thing that ever happened. Sad, but you know what? No different than trading. That's the way I look at it. No more pasta. I had raviolis last night. You can do that. Listen, as long as you get your body moving, you're fine. So anyway, instead of going on a rant talking about me, a couple other stocks we're going to talk about. So we got the STZ, we got all the car stocks that are on there due to the tariffs, Ford, GM, and Fiat, because they all do a lot of work up in between the Canadian and everything else. All right, guys. So listen, good luck today. Beautiful day here in New York, like I told you. I mean, it's gorgeous, but I don't think anyone's going to be leaving anytime soon to go out into the Hamptons, enjoy their summer home. Summer started last week with Memorial Day. But I think it's going to be a very volatile market. Market's down. We got the tariffs. Great news for all of us. So let's go out there and profit from it. Whatever it is, what it is. But once again, good news. SBOT just busted through that resistance levels. That seller that I saw, about 30, 40,000 shares, got executed. So it looks like SBOT, you guys are cleaning up. That was a great trade. So hopefully you guys are carrying up. I see the next resistance right around 260, 225. So we're almost there right now. About 225 is the next biggest seller. All right, guys. Listen, good luck. See you back at 2:30 for the afternoon meeting. If I don't see you, enjoy your weekend. See you back on Monday, all right? Go out there and spend some money. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the end of the month. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading.